So now guys, let's start. Let's start. So if I have to say what we have studied till now, so in Python for data science, right? We have studied and completed NumPy, right? Then we are at Pandas, and Pandas we have studied about the series, right? So we have studied about the series so far. Now we are jumping in the more advanced concept of Pandas. So we'll start with the data frame and all of those things. So we are going to see and we are going to start with the data frame. But before that, guys, did you saw yesterday's notebook? Anyone saw the yesterday's notebook? Quickly, yes or no? I had given you guys the notebook. How many of you have saw that notebook? Quickly, anyone? Right? Saw it or not? Yes. So I had provided more functions to it, right? So that is something that already we have, I have just provided you guys, and it depends on you how much you want to practice. But yes, I have provided you more functions out there, right? Right. I guess it will be 10 to 20 in number, but yes, I have provided you guys, right? Also, I have provided you some plotting using Pandas, right? So I have given you that as well, right? So that would be, the complete, that would make it the complete notebook, right? Right there, of related to Pandas series. Now guys, let's start now, right? So now we are going to Pandas data frame. Now we'll start with the concept of Pandas data frame, right? Right. So let's start with that, right? So first of all, we are going to start with Pandas data frame. So we'll start understanding how to create data frame first, and then slowly move ahead, right? So we will start with a very simple thing. So first of all, let's say we have some series. Let's say pd dot series. So first of all, let's import the library. Import Pandas as pd, right? Then we have pd dot series, right? Pd dot series, and then we are having, let's say, 1 2 3 4 5. So this is the series, right? Pd dot series 1 2 3 4 5. So let's say this is your series. S is equals to this series. Now if you see type of S, then you will find that this is a series. Now what is series? Series is one dimensional in nature. Already we have seen it. Now we are going to actually create the data frame out of this, right? We are going to we are going to get a data frame out of this. Now how to get this data frame, right? Right. How to get this data frame, or how to make a data frame, first of all, out of this series? So we will start with that. So first, how to create a data frame out of the series, we will start from there, and then slowly we are going to see other data sets also, how to read the other type of data sets. We are going to see that as well, right? So now, how to create the data frame out of this series, right? Right. So first thing, this is a series. Very good. Now, how to create a data frame? PD dot data frame. PD dot data frame, and then you will just pass S to it. So it will create a data frame. So now if you see, this structure has been changed. So this will create a data frame, right? So data frame, right? So data frame from series, data frame series, data frame from series, data frame from series, right? This is the first thing that we will be getting. Very good, not a problem. Now moving ahead, let's say this was the understanding. Let's say if you want to create a data frame from list, then how can you create data frame from list? How can you create a data frame from the list? Now that is the second question, right? Right. So to create a data frame from the list, what we can do? So let's say here we have a data. So maybe let's say we have data. Data is something like this. So maybe let's say data is, let's say this is Virat Kohli score. Let's say 90, 81, and 28, and then 78. So this is the first, right? Then second, we have 101, right? 120, then we have 102, and let's say 104, right? Right. So let's say these are the two column values, or this is a 2D array. This is the first thing. Now what we have to do, right? Very simple. This is the data. First see this is the data. Fine. Now to convert this into data frame, again you have to do pd dot data frame. So pd dot data frame. So you have to use pd dot data frame, and in this you can pass the data and then columns. What is the columns you want? So you want the columns here. Maybe let's say Virat Kohli score, and let's say Rohit Sharma score, Rohit Sharma score, right? And this becomes your data frame, right? This becomes your data frame. Okay, what is the error? So 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 columns is right. RS score. What is this? What is this? Right, two columns past data, four columns. Past data had four columns. Is it? Past data has four columns, right? It should not be there. This is the data. This is the data. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I understood. So basically, it is taking the row wise. So here you just remove this, right? Remove this, and let's say remove this. So here you will get the data frame, something like this. Virat Kohli score is 90, 101 because you have to look at column wise. So 90, 101. Rohit Sharma score 81, 120. So this 90 and 101, this is one row. You can just increase this. Maybe you can just also write like this. So here maybe you can just write no 11 and 0, and let's say maybe you can just write something like this 12 and 13, right? And this is your data frame. This is how you create a data frame from the list of list. Yes. Good evening, Naglata. Good evening. Right. So now this is the data frame that we have created from list. Now, again, moving ahead. So if you want to create a data frame from tuples, can you do that? The answer is yes. You can do that as well. You can create, you know, data frame from the tuples as well. So for example, right, data frame from tuples. Again, the same thing. Just convert this into tuple, right? So data, and then I will just put like this, data, and here I will put like a tuple, something like this, right? Tuple, and again use this pd.data frame, and you will be able to look at, and it will be created. See here, this is your data frame, right? People outside India, Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma are two cricket players, right? This is for Adeline, right? I guess Ada is not there today, right? So this is two scores, two cricketers, right? Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, and that they have scored this much, right? So this is the understanding, right? Right. So this is how you create, uh, uh, you know, data frame. Fine. Can we create a data frame from dictionary? Yes, the answer is yes. You can do that as well. So data frame from dictionary. Data frame from dictionary. How? How can you create data frame from dictionary? Simple. Let's say we have cricketer dictionary, or let's say D. D is equals to something like this. D, and here in this we have the first value, or the first key is cricketer name, that is let's say VK score, VK score, and then Rohit Sharma score, Rohit Sharma score. Then this, let's say I will just put like a score here. So maybe I will just write score, right? So here I can just write score. So let's say score, like something like this, score. Now in this score, what I can do? Let's say here I will just write score, something like this. So score, let's say 100, and Rohit Sharma, let's say score is, let's say 200, right? So this is your dictionary D. Now if you want to look at D, D is something like this, name is this, score is this. So below VK score, Virat Kohli score, 100 should be there, and below Rohit Sharma it should be 200. Now what you can do, just write pd dot data frame, data frame, data frame, and just write pd dot data frame, and then pass D. So this will be a dictionary like this. Okay, sorry, this will be Virat Kohli score, and then here 100, then Rohit Sharma score, that is 200, something like this, that you can create data frame from a dictionary as well. So this is the idea. But again, this is not going to be a thing that you are going to create a data frame from list, or let's say tuple, let's say from a series, right? The important things now start from here. Now many of you might ask, can I you know uh, reverse the so let's say Virat Kohli down is 100 score, right? Again Rohit Sharma then 200. You can do all of those things just by rearranging the dictionary and whatever way you want, right? But now let's say if you want to read a data set, right? Now you want to read a data set, or let's say you have an Excel file and you want to read that. How to read that, right? So for that, here I had something here already yesterday. So IMDb top 1000 data set. So I had this data set earlier with me, right? Earlier with me, right? Top 1000. So what I am going to do, pd dot read csv, read csv, read csv, and then I can just write this particular thing, and this will only work if your notebook and data is in the same folder. So this becomes your movies data set. So now if you see the movies data set, it looks like something like this. Now this is again a data frame, right? Now again, there are different ways of reading the data. This was about read CSV. You can also read an Excel file. You don't need to worry about that, how to read Excel file. If you have any data in your laptop to read the Excel file, you can read it. Otherwise, see what I'm going to do. Anyway, this data I will be providing you guys. So read Excel. So read Excel. Now here in this read Excel, just put any Excel file. So I am just putting one Excel file here, this one, right? And this, if you read it, so you will get some data like this. So this is a Excel file. This is the way you read the Excel file, right? Right. Not a problem. You can read multiple files, whatever you want. So let's say there is one more data I have with me. So pd.read csv, then I can just have taxonomy. So let's say taxonomy.csv. So you can read this as well. So this is another way of reading the data, right? I'm not doing anything. I'm just showing you how to read the data, first of all, right? So this is the way you read the data. Now, guys, there is one link. Let's say there is one HTML page and you want to read the data from there. How to read the data? So I will just show you one HTML link. So here I have one HTML link, something here, right? Something here. So let's say HTML link is there, right? So this is a basketball data set. And if you see, there are multiple tables here, right? So here we have multiple tables, right? We have multiple tables, right? Now you want to read this table from this particular link. Can I do so? Yes, you can do so. The first thing is that you have to install pip install lxml. LXML. In the notebook, you just need to do this pip install LXML. It will take few seconds, most probably, right? Requirement already satisfied because it is already installed in my laptop. But if you want to read it, so I'll just post this link, right? Try it on your laptop, right? If you are not able to do so, then you have to just install like this. Now, now, how to read this? Very simple. First of all, you have to import LXML, 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 right, 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 right. Now here we can just have pd.read read HTML, right, and then you can have this way, you can read this data. So now this will, let's say, will give you some URLDF. So let's say URLDF is equals to this, and now it will take some time, but let's say URLDF. Now, guys, if you see, you will find a lot of tables out there. There are a lot of tables out there. But let's say if you want to have the first table, what you can do, this is the way the data is stored, then you can just have URLDF 0. So now you will get this 0, and this is now a data frame. So there are multiple data frames out there, and that you are able to see it in this format. Right, right. This is the understanding. Right. So far, so good, everyone. Right, right. Sir, I have done this before, but other links doesn't work like ClickBuzz. Yes, it might not work. For that, you have to use wave scraping. It only works if you have a tabular data, something like this. Otherwise, it will not work. Right, 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 right. Otherwise, it will not work. Otherwise, you have to do wave scraping. Right. So this is the understanding. So far, so good, everyone. Yes or no? Right. So this is the way you read a HTML page. Right. Now, guys, moving ahead. Now, let's say if you have read this data set from any website here, now you want to dump it in a CSV file. Can you do that? Right. You want to dump this into a CSV file. Can you dump that? The answer to this question is yes, we can dump this. How we can dump this? Very easy. So we have a function called toCSV. So let's say I will store this in a variable, let's say maybe D, or let's say df. So df, so this is your df. Now I want to dump it into CSV. So df dot toCSV. So toCSV, fine. And now here I will name it. So players dot CSV. Any name, whatever you want to put. So players.csv. And here you don't want any index. By default, 0, 1, 2, 3, this index of pandas data frame will also be dumped, but you don't want this. So index is equals to false. So here, now if you dump, now if you see, you will be having one data frame, that is players.csv. And if you see, it is just 2 seconds ago that you have dumped. Is it clear? Yes or no? Right. So far, so good. Right. Everyone. Right. Right. Yes. Right. 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 Jyoti asks, what do you mean by dump? Dump means getting this data frame into an Excel file or CSV file. Okay. Now let's say, right, 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 right. Now we want to, right, read a data set, right, 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 right. Piyush says, how can we read dataset through Kaggle API or API? Just simply use the dataset. Any link can work. I will just show you. So, for example, let's say we have a dataset on Git, right? Right. Just directly use that link, right? I will show you. Don't worry about that. I will show you how to read the dataset. I will just show you. So now, let's say if you have something like this, there is some another, you know, URL, something like this, right? Right here, something like this. So here you have some URL like this. So if you see here, this is in a form of list, right, with JSON inside. Are you able to see this, guys? This is a JSON structure. What is a JSON structure? Similar to a dictionary, right? JSON structure is a similar to dictionary, right? Right. Similarly here as well, right? Similarly here as well, right? Right. Now, how to move ahead with this? Key value pair, very good. Key value pair, right? Now, how to read this data set? Right, right. So let's say you want to read this data set, right? So now, let's say this is your GitHub API. So if you see api.github.com, so here you have this data, right? Now you have to read this, right? Simple. What do you have to do? URL is equals to something like this, right? Right. And now what you have to do? PD dot. See, directly you can use read JSON. And why it works? So this is a browser based IDE. On browser you are running this on a local host. And now if you provide the URL, it will just hit to that URL and you will just get a data frame. Something like this. See, this is the data frame that you have got. Right. So this is the data frame. But let's say if you want to, uh, read it through other way, then for that we have another module called import request, right? Import request, right? Any URL now, just put it here, request dot get URL, and if that you have the permission to access that, then you can get the data. So request that dot get URL. So now if you see, this will be your data. So data, and now request dot get URL data, and if you see here, data response is 200. 200 simply means it is successful, and now you want to read it, just convert it to JSON, data.json, because we know that this is a JSON structure, and this will become a data frame like this. This is the understanding. This is the way also you can read it. Simple. Right. Right. So using request, you can put any URL, be it any API or be it any URL, and you can read it. But having said that, right, right. Having said that, say it carefully, Pius, here first. Having said that, you have the permission to access the data. So many of the time, while web scraping as well, you will not be able to access it because people don't give you that option of accessing that. Right, right. And you might think that why I'm not able to read the data? What is the problem with this? Something like that. Right. Everyone got it so far? Yes or no? Right, right. Very good, very good. So here we saw different ways of reading the data or actually creating the data frame. So this was exhaustive list. I don't think I have missed anything else, but if I have missed, do let me know. But this is the way you make a data frame or read a data and make it a data frame, right? Very good, not a problem. Now guys, we will move slowly understanding what a data frame is, what are the functions associated with the data frame. We are going to see it slowly, little bit slow, and then we will take a jump over that, right? Right. So let's start with that. Praveen says, can you please show last second cells of pandas? So this is the data.json. This you can store this. Right. Anything else, Praveen, you want to ask? Right. Right. This is the two cells above that one. Okay, above that one, this is the way. Right. Now, guys, let's move ahead. So yesterday I had given you guys that movies data set, right? That movies data set. So we'll start with that movie data set. And if you guys have any other data set in your mind, please do give me some interesting data set, maybe some cricket match, something like that, whatever you feel like, some FIFA data set, e-commerce data set, whatever you guys want to give me, you guys can give me. Otherwise, I will show you all the data sets that I have. So you don't need to worry about that. Right, right. So let's start. So first thing is the movies data set. I will start with the movie data set. Right. We will see multiple data set. So guys, you guys don't need to worry about that. Yes, I will show you Titanic data set. I will show you Apple's here. Whatever data set you want, just do let me know. So we will start first with this movie data set because this was provided yesterday to everyone. So we'll start with this. Right, 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 right. Santanu says, sir, I have a World Cup 2024 data set. How do I share? Please do share in a drive link and something like that. Just you can share it. Right. So here, let's say this is a data set. One thing, did I showed you the data set, how to read a data set using uh, GitHub link, something like that? Did I showed you guys? Right. No. No. No, very good. So I haven't showed you how to read a data set using uh, GitHub link. So let's say here I can have, this is the API of GitHub. But let's say if you want to have just Santanu, if okay, let Santanu doesn't share it. So maybe I can just see Titanic Git, right? Git. So let's say I'll just see it, or I will just check the link link if I have, right? Mostly I should have any link with that. If not, it's okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me check it. Right, right. Okay, so yes, Pius has pasted one Titanic dataset link. So here this is the link dataset, link of Titanic dataset. So here we have Titanic dataset. Very good. So here we have this Titanic dataset from the Git, and you want to read this. See guys, this is very clear that this is CSV dataset hosted somewhere else. Right? Any dataset that is hosted on any website or any drive link, you can directly read like this. How? Simple. So here you can just write pd dot read CSV, pd dot read CSV, read CSV. How did you understand that this is a CSV dataset? See the extension titanic.csv. So you can just read this like this way. So now this will be your Titanic. So I'll just write Titanic so that we have this dataset as well. Whenever required, we can have whatever calculation you want. So this is your Titanic, the data set. So this also we have both the data set. Now, very good. Now we guys have everything. So now this movies data set, we will start with this movies data set because already we have seen this in the earlier class as well, right? Jyoti says, can we do it from Kaggle? So Kaggle has this option directly. You can use the notebook there itself, right? Or you can just download it and upload it, right? So let's say any Kaggle dataset. Maybe I will just see it Kaggle dataset, any Kaggle dataset, right? So uh, if I have any dataset, panic attack, something like that, right? So where is the dataset? If there would be any option, so there is no any option, right? No any option of sharing the dataset, then you cannot do. You can simply download it, right? Here you can just download it. So this is the link, but this is the page link. I don't think this would be working here, right? So if you have some link URL exposure, right, then you can do that. Otherwise you can just download it and do this, right? Right. So one data set has been provided by Santanu. So let's see it. So this is the data set. So let's say one data set. Very good. This is a data set. So again, this is not a shareable link. So what I will do, file and download. Simple. So I will just download it, right? And then this is World Cup. Why the name is like this? So, but anyway, so I'll just copy this World Cup 2024 one. So I will just read this data set. So how to read the Excel file? So you can simply read the Excel file pd.read pd.read Excel, right? So pd.read Excel, and then you put the data name. So you just put the data name here, right? And then you can just read it. So .xlsx. So basically that name is a problematic thing. So we'll just change the name. So World Cup, right? Rename. So one I will just remove because I guess it was downloaded two times. That's why it is one. Now I will just put it xlsx. So I will just put it here, right? xlsx. So xlsx. So this is the data frame. So we have also this data frame. So very good. So we have three data frame, and let's say cricket data frame. So cricket is a sports, right? Whoever is not, don't know cricket, so cricket is a game, and this is a data set of a recent World Cup of a cricket that we have. Okay, fine. So we have a lot of data set. So let's start with first movies data set. Very small data set we'll start with, then we will move ahead slowly analyzing every data set, right? One by one. So this is your movies data set, right? First thing, right? How to understand this data set? So obviously you know that this is a row and this is a row and these are the columns. Now here, right? We have a very good data set. We have a very good data frame. And any data, whenever you get, the first thing that you should do is to see the metadata of the data. Metadata of data frame. Metadata from data frame. Metadata from data frame. From data frame. So guys, this is a very easy thing, right, to understand. Whenever you go out on a date with someone, how you start? So let's say you matched on Tinder, or let's say Hinge, or you matched on a dating app. And if you go on a dating, then how did you match? First you see the interest of the person. First you see the face of the person. if he or she is beautiful or not. Right, 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 right. This is the understanding. Right, right. First of all, this is something that we look at. And now, once we understand that she is beautiful, our passion or hobby is matching, then only you go for out on a date, right? This is the understanding. Similarly, whenever you have got the data frame, first you need to see the features of the data. Features means metadata. Metadata means data about the data. What is data about the data? So let's say here, first of all, movies dot save. You want to see what is the number of rows, what is the number of columns. See, 1000 rows and 16 columns. This is what? This is a type of metadata. Simply means data of data. Right? Clear? Yes or no? Now, moving ahead. So now, let's you want to see more information about the data. Let's say you want to see how many of these columns or are integer, float, or object. What you will do? You will just do dtypes. The moment you do dtypes, you will find that these are object, these are float, these are blah blah blah, something like that. Right? You want to get to see like this. Then after that, you want to see more information about this. So movies.info. So you also get to know object, float, integer, something like that. Also, in addition to this, you will also see how many non-null values are there. Right? So these are the non-null values. See, these are the non-null values. These are the non-null values. Right? So 899 values in certificate column is non-null, and if the total number of rows is 1000, it means there is one null value. These information also you can get it from here. Now let's say movies. This is a data frame. Now here if you see there is a dot dot dot, right? Right, with the columns, is it the dot dot dot? Okay, no, there is no any dot dot with columns, but many of the time you will find, right, many of the time you will find there will be lot of columns and you cannot see in one go. Then you can just do movies dot columns. So if you just do movies dot columns, then you will find something like this. Use says 101. Okay, subtract 899 from 1000. It will be 101. Very good, Pius. Now, this is your movies dot columns. Very good. Very good. Now comes the interesting part. I have always told you that a data frame is made up of arrays, right? Right? Right. And what arrays? 1D arrays. Right? Data frame is 2D arrays, but made up of 1D array. Right? This is understanding. Can I prove this? That's the question. So let me prove this. So movies dot index. First of all, see this index. Right? Very good. Index is 0 to 1000. You understand? And now the moment you do movies dot values, you will surprise to see something. Right? All right, first movies dot index. I will just put this in another cell that so that you guys don't get confused. But now if you see movies dot values, then you will realize that this is an array, that is 2D array, and here first column value, the Shawshank Redemption, second column value, third 1994, William Sadler will be the star, some runtime, blah blah blah. Similarly, second, similarly, third. Is it clear, everyone? Did you guys now got the clarity? Right? This is the way you prove it. Simple. Right? You don't have to do any rocket science. In a very simple way, you can just simply prove it. Right? Right. Now, very good. You have understood so far. Now, let's say if this is the data frame and you want to see the first 5 rows, how can you do? Right? So movies dot head and just write 5. So this is the way you will be able to see first 5 rows. This can be any number of rows you want to see. So if you want to see, let's say 7 rows, so you can just do 7 here inside this movies dot head 7. Now if you want to see the last movies dot tail, right? Here you will get 5. So let's say here last 5 rows you can also get it, right? Right. Now if you want to get random 5 rows, so movies dot sample. So you can just do movies dot sample. Here you will get random 5 rows. You can also get random 2 rows. See, you will get any random 2 rows, right? Right, 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 right. Now guys, a very quick question. If I want a fraction of data, so let's say this is movie, right? This has 1000 rows. I want only 200 rows. I want to create a data frame with only 200 rows, that too random. How can you do that? So we have another parameter, fraction. Fraction. So fraction is 0.2. So let's say, okay, movies. Okay, just a second. Pandas, data frame, fraction, fraction, right? So you can just look at it, right? Right. So here you can just get it. There should be a frac option, right? Okay, there is no any flag here, right? And see guys, this is the way you guys can, also see how to, you know uh, figure out any issue if you don't remember, right? So okay, frac, it should be frac. Movies dot frac equals to 0.2. Data frame object is not callable. So yes, you can do that. Movies dot sample, you can do 200 200 rows directly. You can just do this, but there is one more function that I want to show you. This is 200 random rows. That is completely fine. There is an option of there is an option. So just a second, I will show you because I cannot, uh, let it go this way. Okay. Mm, just a second, guys. I will just show you. Where to show you? I will just show you. Hmm. Because today only I had used this, and this should be there. I had used this. So beta frame. I had used this today. See, this is something that you can do. Dot sample. I was missing this. So that is the way you can just do it. So here, let's say people don't use it generally more, but let's say movies dot sample sample, and then you can just write frac is equals to 200. Simple, and you can just get it, right? Okay, so here I will just write it something like this. Sampling equals to true, 0.20. So 0.20, 0.20, because that number of data points is not there. And that's how you get it, the sample of random data. So this is the way you can get it, or also you can get this way. Now guys, very good. Now so far so good. Now let's say movies.info. Now in movies.info, you got some null values. You were able to see this. But how to find those null values? Can we find this? Right. So yes, we can find it. So here you can just write movies dot is null and then do dot sum. The moment you do this, then you will get the total number of null values in this particular columns. And how it is calculated? It will just go row wise row and check if there is a null value or not. So this is the understanding, right? So far so good, guys. Everyone has done till here. Quickly, everyone has done till here, right? Right, right. Right. Very good. Very good. Everyone has done till here. Now, guys, let's move ahead. So let's move ahead. So movies dot describe we have seen. We have seen the null values. Sorry, movies dot describe we have not seen. So let's start with another thing. So here we have seen about the metadata till now. Now let's say if you want to see the statistics, describe. So you have to do describe. So the moment you do describe, it will give you statistics of of numerical column. So this is the way you get the value, right? Right, right. Describe. It will give you the numerical statistics. Obviously, here if you see, we have already seen here, these are object column. That's why you are not able to get anything. The float, float, and integer. These are the three columns which is numerical. Then you can just get IMDb rating, meta score, and number of votes here like this. Now, what is the understanding of this? You don't need to worry about this as of now, right? You don't need to worry about this as of now here, right? So now what I'm going to do, right, right. So here, let's say we have count, right, right. So count means how many number of occurrences there? 1,843 and some number of votes like this, right? Then we have mean 7.9. The average value of IMDb rating is 7.9. The average value of meta score is 77.97. The average value of number of votes is this much. Standard deviation, this is the standard deviation. What is standard deviation? You don't need to worry about this as of now. We will be talking this in our statistics lecture. This is the minimum value for each of the column, then 25%, 50 percentile, and 75 percentile, and then max value. What is the meaning of 25 percentile? It simply means that the 25% of the movie has the average rating of 7.7 and below that. This is very, very interesting, guys. This is very, very interesting, right? This described function is very, very important. Now, guys, this was the statistics of numerical column. If you want to have statistics of all the categorical column as well, right, then what you will do? Then in that case, what you will do? So you will be again having an option. So let's say movies dot describe, and if you hit tab here, you will get a lot of option, right? So include, if you see there is an option include. Now if you just go here all, so every column will be added. All columns of the input will be included in the output, right? Right. This is the understanding, right? Now, what you can do? Include equals to all. Include is equals to all. The moment you do include equals to all, here if you see a lot of NaN there, because a lot of categorical column will be also there. And for categorical values, for a categorical column, which is a string column, you have some statistics like count. What is the count? What is the unique value? What is the first value? And what is the time? How many times it has occurred? Let's say Drishyam has occurred 2 times, right? 2014 has occurred 32 times, right? Why? Because let's say in 2014 there were 32 movies. It might be possible, right? And these are NaN. Why? Because numerical columns, sorry, categorical columns will not have these statistics, right? Categorical columns will not have this statistics. So this is the understanding, right? So now guys, this is include equals to all. So same thing you can also use include is equals to object, right? Include is equals to object. Include is equals to object. Now it is, I will just put it like this, include is equals to object. Now if you see, you only get the object column. Whichever is the object column, only those column and with those frequency or those statistics, you will be able to find out. So this is also another way of finding things. Is it clear so far? Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? Quickly, right? Yes or no? Right, right. So now guys, we will move ahead with more pandas functions, but let's take a break sometime. Let's take some break and then I will come back again. So let's take a break. So let's take a small break. We will not take a much bigger longer break. So let's say 7 minutes timer. I am just starting with this 7 minutes timer, and we will be taking only the 7 minute of break, right? Right, right. Should we start, guys? Everyone back? Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? Quickly back. Very good. Very good. So now, guys, we have understood a lot of things. Now let's start with movies.dtypes. Movies.dtypes. And now, if you see the movies.dtypes, now it is object float like this. But what if I want only the name of object columns? How can I do that, guys? Quickly. How can I do that? Everyone. Now you have to start using your brain. Right? Right? Quickly. Adeline, I'm not seeing you much active in the class. Are you understanding? Or is it going above the head? Or you are thinking that I have wasted my money? Let me know. Right? 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 Adeline, are you there? Right? Right? Okay, Adeline is not responding. So maybe anyway, moving ahead. So what you can do here, movies dot dtypes is equals to object. Simple. If you just do this, you will get to see that which are object and which are not object. Now what you have to do? You have to select this, right? So what you have to do again, movie.dtypes. So you can just do like this. So now movies dot dtypes. Inside this, you will select this condition, and now you will only get the name of the object columns, right? Very simple. This is the understanding. Now let's say if you want to know all the column names, then what you will do? Just simply write dot index. Just do dot index. You will get all the column names, right? Right? Yes or no? And now if you want to store this in a list, how can you store this in a list, guys? How to store this in a list? Right? Simple. Just write list and nothing else. See, this is a list. Now you want to select the data which is only the object column. Then what you have to do? You can just pass this condition in data frame. You will get only the, why am I in data frame? So you will only get the movies thing. So now you will get only the those columns which has something like this, which has the object columns. That's it. Right? That's it. Right? Now if you want integer column, then what you will do is not equals to object. So then you can just write is not equals to object. For the numerical column, see here you have got all the non-numerical column. So easy. Yes or no? Now let's say if you want to get the statistics of this, so you can get the statistics as well. So you can just now write describe. So you will get all the statistics. Obviously, you don't understand the interpretation. We'll be discussing this interpretation at an earlier stage, but you don't need to worry about that. Right? Right. Here I had done one thing, that include equals to O. So the moment you write include equals to O, it will include only object column, right? The same thing can also be written like this. So here I can just write movies.describe and then is equals to object. Here in this also, if you write, it will not make any difference. Right? 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 This is the understanding. This is the understanding. Now, moving ahead. So far, so good. I don't think there should be any problem understanding till here. Anyone has any problem, guys? Quickly. Anyone has any problem till here? Right? Anyone has any problem here till here? Should I move ahead? Very good. So now we have movies column. Very good. So we have movies column. Now let's say you want to check if this has a duplicate values or not. There are duplicate rows or not. How will you do that? Duplicated. Just do duplicated dot sum. Right? You will get there are no duplicate values. See, there are no any duplicate values. But now let's say this is movies column, and here in this movies column, here the name is series title. Now you want to convert this series title into movie. How will you do that? Quickly, guys, you guys have to answer this. How to rename this series title to movie word? How can you do that? So for that, what you can do? Movies dot rename. This rename function does this thing, right? This rename function, if you just do hit tab, then you will see here rename that you have to just provide a mapper. Mapper means just a dictionary. So you can just write columns is equals to something like this dictionary. And now you want to just pass. Let's say you want to rename series title to movie. So series title, you want to movie name. If you want to do that, then you can just do this as well. Series title, and then you can pass like this movie name, right? Done. And now if you see here, this name is movie name, and if you want to make this change permanent, what you will do? In place equals to true. Done. Now if you do the movies, you will find something like this. See here, we have now movie name. Clear? Yes or no, everyone? Till here, anyone has any doubt? Anyone? Say it. Right? Very good. No one has any doubt? Now, guys, then I have a question. I have a question. Let's say we have a data frame like this. What is the data frame? Titanic. Let me see how much big data is this. Okay, this is a big data set. So let's say I have a data frame. D. PD dot data frame. I had made any data frame, guys. Still here. Uh, did I made any data frame? Small data frame, some small data frame. If not, then I will make it. Right, I had made it, but anyway, let it be. Let it be. So let's say here, I will just write, okay, Puce's taxonomy. No worries. PD dot data frame, PD dot data frame, and then what is the name of this? D dictionary. So this is your data frame, and now I will just write C. This is the data frame. Very good. Now this is a C data frame. Now, guys, you have to change the column name. Both of this name score, you have to change some other name. How can you do that? Right. One way is to use dot rename. You can use dot rename something like this. But now if you want to change in another way, what you can do? First access the columns, c dot columns, and now here you can just write, instead of name, you can just write cricketer, and instead of score, you can write runs. Done. And now if you see C, it is cricketer and runs. Right? So far, so good. Anyone has any doubts till now? Everyone has to answer this yes or no. Quickly. Very good. Why are you writing C dot columns dot replace? Simply, this is the easiest way. Right? 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 Right. Now, guys, moving ahead. We have done a very good job till here. But now we are going to some other things that we have not discussed yet. So, accessing single columns or selecting columns. How to select columns? So, let's say we have this movies column, and in this movie column, I want to select movie name. How will I select this? Right. So to select this, there is two approach. You write something like this movie name, then you will just be able to select this. The second approach is something like this. You can select like this as well. Both will give you the same result. But then the question is, which is the best way? When to use where? Right. Always remember, this is the best way to access column. Best way to access column. Best way to access column. There is a reason behind it. So let's say we have another column, taxonomy, I guess. Taxonomy. Okay, this was not a data frame. Right. Maybe movies. In movies, if there is any column like this, right? The start one, overview, genre. No, there's no any column. But let's say if there is any, okay, let's say I will do this only. So here C dot columns is cricketer runs. So now C dot columns is cricketer runs. Very good. So now I will just write like this, runs scored. Very good. So this will be run scored. This will be changed. This will be changed. Not a problem. This is a data frame. Now, if you want to access C dot runs is code like this, it will throw you an error that scored variable is not defined. Something like this. See, invalid syntax. Okay, it is invalid syntax. Right, right. But the moment you do like this, right, the moment you do like this, you will realize that you are able to access it. So the best way is to access this way. Right, 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 right. As, right, I will just write as if there is space, it will throw error. It will throw an error. This is the understanding. So far, so good, everyone. Understood which is the best way. Now, this was one way to select a column. Can you select the column in a similar way? Two columns. Let's say here movies we have movies. Now you want to select maybe rating or runtime or let's say genre. So let's say movie and then you will just write like this. So movies, movie name, and then you want to select let's say genre or I wanted to select a rating, but let's say rating name is very big. So let's say genre. I want to select genre. Can I do that? Right. This is the question. Can I do that? Everyone has to answer this. Can I do this? Right. 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 You cannot do so. If you execute this, it will throw you an error. Because if you want to access two column, it becomes a 2D array and this is your data frame. So it becomes 2D array and hence data frame. It becomes 2D array, 2D array and hence data frame and hence data frame. So now for any number of columns, you can do so. So this is the way you select multiple columns. Select multiple columns. Guys, till now, everyone is happy? Yes or no? Everyone, quickly say it. Right? So, till now, we have seen only columns, guys. Only columns. We have seen this only for columns. Now, can we go for rows? Right? Can we select rows also? The answer to your question is yes, we can select the rows as well. So now we are going to select the rows. How to select the rows? Right, right, right. Yes, Vipan, if you want to save it in a new variable, you can save it in a new variable. Let's say am first part, or let's say am mdh. Let's say md. So this is the variable. Now, if you just access this md, this will gives you the same result. You can store it. It is just for the showing purpose. Now comes selecting rows and column from data frame using loc and iloc. I have introduced you loc and iloc, I guess, earlier as well, but let's start here, right? So loc and iloc. So accessing, accessing rows and columns, columns using lock and iloc. Lock and iloc. Now, guys, this is very important, right? iloc simply means integer or implicit indexing. Implicit indexing that Python provides you, and lock actually is explicit or label based indexing. That's it. This is the first thing, right? This is something that you should be knowing. Now let's start, right? I will prove this also. So let's say movies is there. Very good. Now I want to access, let's say, fifth row. Then what I will do? Movies dot iloc, and I will just write fifth row, something like that. So you will get a lot of things here in detail. Very good. But let's say if you want to access first 10 rows, how will you access? Very simple. Movies.iloc first 10 rows. You can just do this. So you will get from 0 to 9. Say it. Yesterday also I had told you 0, 1, 2, 3 till 9 you will get. Not a problem. But let's say if you want to access specific index, that if you remember we also called as fancy indexing, then how can you do that? Simple. Movies dot iloc, and here you just, let's say you want index, let's say 100, and let's say 1000 if there is value. If 1000 is not there, okay, I guess it will not be there because it was only 1000 rows. So you will get something like this. See, very easy, very simple, right? Right. But will always be there. So this was about iloc. Very good, not a problem. But what is lock? Why it is needed? Simply because sometimes based on the name you want to access. So lock means label based, based on the name, based on the name you access, right? Based on the name access, right? Now I will show you. So let's say this is your movies. Very good. This is your movies. Now let's say you want dot log, you want from 0 to 5. So what do you think, guys? What will be the indexes that you will get? Will you get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or you will get 0 to 5? What do you think? Since it is a name based, so you will also get 5. See here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's why this is different. Someday, if you want to set the name, movie name, so let's say here as an index, so movies dot set index, set index, movie name, movie name, uh, movie name, right? So now if you see, the index is now movie name, and now if you want to access, so let's say you want to access maybe the dark knight. It can be any name, but let's say dark knight you want to access. Then what you will do? Movies dot lock and just provide dark knight, the dark knight. Okay, why it is so? What I have done? Movies dot lock. There should be some space or something like that. I don't know. Or let's say I will just write access. So let's see it. Movie dot lock. Mhm. Yesterday also it was some issue, right? I had movie is not updated think. Okay, yes, sorry guys. Here I have not done this. So in place equals to true. In place equals to true. So let's say in place equals to true, and now you will access. See here, you will get it something like this. This is the understanding. Very simple. And this shows the use case of the difference between lock and iloc. Right? Right? Is it clear so far? Yes or no? Right? Can you have access two movies together? Yes, you can do that as well. So let's say movies.lock, and let's say I will just show you two movies. So maybe what I can do, movies. Let's say it, movies, movies. Now from Dark Knight to Angry Man. Let's say 12 Angry Man. 12 Angry Man. So let's say you have 12 Angry Man here. Then let's say you will get 12 Angry Man. Something like that. This is very interesting. I love this. Right? Based on the name you are accessing. See the Angry Man. Oh, okay. Where it is gone? Arey, yaar. Okay. Here it is. So this is your Angry Man. See here. You have got this. Dark Knight, The Godfather 2, and 12 Angry Men. Now let's see one more thing. So can I have a step function? Step function every two? Yes, you can do that as well. Every two. Maybe this time I will take the last name. Let's say lifeboat or something like that, so that I can show you that you can also have the step function with the lock as well. So live board. Now if you see, you have got only 500 rows because alternate every alternate rows you have got it. Dark Knight, 12 Angry Men, one there was a one in between that has been skipped. Again one was skipped. Godfather 2, I guess. So let's say if you want to have skipping 10, then you will get only 100 rows that you are able to say it. So that's the understanding. Is it clear, everyone? Yes or no? Right? Right? Yes or no, guys? Quickly. Easy? Easy peasy so far? Yes or no? Everyone? Interesting. Very good. Interesting. Interesting. Right. Interesting. Now, guys, let's see one more thing. Let's see one more thing. So, here, what I'm going to do. So, let's say we have everything done. Now, we want to select, right, both rows and columns. Both rows and columns. How can we do this? Right. So here comes an interesting thing. I had mentioned this, you guys, that whatever column name you provide, that is completely fine. But Python also gives itself some integer name. So first of all, I will do reset index, and then I will just reassign back to the movies. So movies is equals to reset index. Now movies. So the Python has by default given some index here. So it's let's say movie name. It means 0th index, first index, second index, something like that. And I can show you. So let's say now I can have movies dot iloc, and let's say all the rows for the first, or let's say 0th column. So we will get like this. Now let's say all the rows till second column. See here, 0th index, first index, second index. Now let's say if you want rows also to be varied. So let's say 3 to 100 rows like this. So you will just get like this. See, this is the understanding, right? Same thing can be used also with lock. So how can you use this lock? Very simple. So just write movies.lock, and let's say here you want from 3 to 100. This is the name. 100 will be also there. And here, let's say if you want to have some name, column name. So here let's say column name, movie name, and poster link or released year, whatever you want to put. So let's say movie name is here. So movie name, from movie name you want till where you want released year. So you can also do this. So this is your released year, right? Interesting. So far so good, everyone. All my tiger and tigress, everyone, everyone has done till here. Every tiger and tigress, right? Very good. Lion and lioness, right? Right. Everyone has done it. Very good. Really proud of you guys. Very good. Really proud of you guys. Now, till now, I was the showman. Now comes the interesting thing. Now you guys have to solve the problem. So, first thing, Till here, we have done few things on the movies dataset. Now, slowly, we are also going to see other dataset and start doing calculation. It is not that I cannot do the calculation on this dataset. I will do the calculation on every dataset. You don't need to worry about that. But first of all, let's build the basics. So now I am going to start with again going back to the Titanic dataset. So this is your Titanic dataset. Do you guys remember this Titanic dataset? So this was your Titanic dataset. Everyone remembers that? Yes or no? Everyone, guys, quickly. Right. Very good. So everyone should remember this Titanic dataset. Now, whatever things you have done till here, right? Same thing can be done with this dataset. Now, I will just write a comment seeing the Titanic dataset. Titanic dataset. Now let's start seeing this Titanic dataset. The first thing, Titanic, see it. I will be a little bit fast here because I will repeat things. Titanic.shape. Okay, I got it. 891 rows, 12 column. Very good. Titanic.info. I will understand what is the data type. Okay, some are integer, some are object. Okay, age has a null value. Maybe Kevin has a null value. So let's see how many null values are there. Titanic dot is na dot sum, and you will get the Titanic values sum. So this is our sum. So 687 rows are null values in Kevin column and is 177, and this Kevin, sorry, Imbag has two null values. Very good. Not a problem. Then Titanic.dtypes, Titanic.dtypes, you can see that as well. Now, if you want to do the describe, you can do that as well. Describe. Whatever functions you have seen till now, you can do anything. If you want to select only one column, let's say Titanic. If you want to select only age column, you can do that as well. So Titanic option spelling I have written wrong, but here you can just get it. Titanic. So Titanic. Titanic, you will get this age column. Now let's say what you want. You want something very good, that is two columns. Then what you will do, here you will write is column, and then here I can just ask to have, let's say, fare column. So how many people have fare, paid how much fare? You can do this as well. Not a problem. Very good. You have done your job. Now I am going to show you interesting some mathematical functions with data frame, and let's see it. Some mathematical functions with data frame. Now I will show you this. So let's say Titanic age is there. Now let's take one more column, maybe which is the numerical column. Let's say passenger class. Doesn't make sense. Age and fare is already there. Other columns I don't doesn't make sense much to me. So let's say sibling of passenger. I will take this sibling of passenger, and then here I will make this sibling of passenger, right? Sibling of passenger, and this is here Titanic numerical data. Numerical data. So here I've got Titanic numerical data, and this looks like T underscore num. This is your Titanic numerical data. Now what I am going to do, I am going to show you some mathematical function. So here let's say T num dot sum. If you do sum, what will happen? See all the values with respect to each of the column, you will get this sum. Age has a sum of this number of years. Fare is this. Sibling of passenger is this. Though fare and sibling of passenger make sense, but sum of age, what is the meaning of this? It doesn't make much sense. Now, guys, this was the column wise, right? Right. So here, if you see shift tab, axis equals to 0. So what is the meaning of axis equals to 0? Right. 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 Okay. There's not even given. Right. X is equals to 0. But anyway, so tnum dot sum. Now what I'm going to do, right? I will just show you. So here x is equals to 0. If I just write it like this, so this is column wise the value that you have got. The moment you do x is equals to 1, right? This x is equals to 1, you will see the value something like this. See. So what has happened? Actually, again, this is opposite, similar to array this is, but in pandas you will be having one means column and row means zero. But here again it is opposite. But let's say here what has happened, each of this sum has been done. Age plus fare plus sibling of passenger. This is access equals to 1 is doing row wise summation, row wise sum. That is age plus sibling of passenger plus fair, right? This is something that you are getting. This is the understanding. But again, if you want to calculate the mean value, how can you calculate? This was sum. You can also calculate the average value. So here you can just calculate dot mean. So this will also give you the average value. Again, x is equals to 0, x is 1 equals to 1, you can do it. But let's say now you want to calculate standard deviation. You can also calculate this. You can calculate variance as well. So you can calculate the variance as well. You can calculate the mean value as well. So let's see mean value as well. So let's say mean value as well. You can calculate the max value as well. So you will calculate the max value as well. Everything you want, you can do. Any mathematical functions you want to do, you can do that using this. So far, so good. Everyone, so far, so good. Yes or no? Who are the people who are sleeping? I am able to see few people who are sleeping. Right, right, right. Tanay Singh, I am sleeping. See? Okay. Tanay Singh, I am sleeping with open eyes. Okay, very good. Okay. Now, guys, whoever is sleeping, now I am going to make your life little bit hell. How? So let's see it. So we have Titanic. Now, guys, Titanic. Here we have two columns: sibling of passenger and parent. If I ask you what makes a family, so siblings and parents make up the family. So now make a new column parent, which will be addition of sibling of passenger and parent. How many of you can do this quickly? You have to do this, guys. You have to do this, everyone, quickly. Whoever is sleeping, I will ask you guys question. Sada has done. Piyush has done. What about other people? Quickly. Very good, Sada. Keep it up. Very good, Piyush. Keep it up. I'm just copying the Sada's code, right? So what I'm going to do here, I'll just write Titanic family is equals to Titanic sibling of passenger and PR. Done. And now if you see the Titanic column, here you will find, right, this family. See, 1 plus 0, 1, 1 plus 0, 1, and something like this, right? Guys, one announcement is there. Since next week, 26th January, is a public holiday, we will be having a holiday, right? We will not be having any class, right? Right. 26th January. Regarding Saturday, guys, uh, regarding Saturday, I'm not pretty sure that regarding Saturday how it will happen. Mark it as of now that Saturday will also be holiday, but it doesn't mean that it is really a holiday for you guys, because I have given you 10 projects, right? So you have to make those projects and you have to upload that, right? So I will be giving you some assignment option there. So there you can upload that, or even if you don't upload, just try to do it first, right? You do it, and whenever you are stuck, wherever you are stuck, just ask this to me, right? So till now I have cancelled one class previously, and one class in the next week I am going to cancel it. On Saturday I am going to cancel it. Sunday is a holiday because it is a public holiday in India, but two class I have cancelled it till now. So for these two class, I will be taking any on any weekday, I will be taking the extra classes. So you don't need to worry about that, guys. I will take that responsibility. I will take care of that. Right. 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 In fact, we have to take a lot of extra classes, as I believe so, in the end. But this is the understanding so far. Okay. Okay. Anyone has any question? Anyone? Anyone wants to ask anything about the holidays or something like that? Anyone wants to argue on that? Okay. No one is there. Right. Right. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so now, guys, moving ahead. So now we will move ahead now, right? So let's say here, don't enjoy a holiday. You have to just do the projects. Okay. Now we have this Titanic, right? Fine. We have Titanic. Now let's say if you want to create a new column, how can you create the new column? Just write here Titanic, Titanic, right? Titanic, right? New call, right? New call is equals to some value. So let's say some value. Just write like this. Actually, guys, mark it next week holiday only. Both the classes will be holiday. We will be meeting from next to next week, right? So both the classes will be holiday because I was thinking to have a class in the morning, but I guess it is not possible. But on Saturday, I was thinking to have the class in the morning, but there will be problem to a lot of many people, right? So I will not have the class in the morning, but after that, in the upcoming weeks, we will be having few extra classes. I'm thinking of that, so no need to worry about that. So now Titanic some value. So now if you see Titanic, you will find that there is some value. Yes, 26 and 25 January will be off. So this will be the new column. This is your sum value. So far, so good, everyone. Has anyone any questions till now? Right? Right? Very good, very good, very good. Now, guys, let's move to the data that was given by Santanu. So we will start working on that data as well. But before that, let's say we had this Titanic data set. Titanic data set. Titanic data set. Now here in this Titanic data set, we have an feature that is called as passenger class. So if you see, there is passenger class. Now as passenger class means class 1, class 2, class 3. Ideally this passenger class, right, is a discrete value. It is a discrete value. Right. Passenger class is no doubt a discrete value. But if you do d types, right, d types, it will be shown as integer, right? Titanic dot p class, it will be shown as integer. So Titanic dot p class, right? It will be shown as an integer. Now, while analyzing, right, you might calculate the statistics of this mean, standard deviation, variance, right, 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 right. Then what you can do? So in order to make sure that you are actually treating this as a categorical column, then you can simply write an option pd dot categorical, pd dot categorical, and then you can just pass Titanic df class. So Titanic here p class. Simple. So this will be different categories of P class. It will show you different categories of P class, right? And it will be treated as categorical column. Vipin sir asked how to ask when we stuck. Just ask on the WhatsApp group. Straightforward, ask on the WhatsApp group, right? Right, right. Whenever I will be saying, see, I thought that I will be having a message system, email system, but who checks the email regularly? No one also wants to put anything on email. They just, WhatsApp is the best medium, I guess. You can ask the questions, right? Right, right. So now, guys, this is the understanding, right? Right. Now, moving ahead, So we have this pd dot categorical Titanic passenger class. Now, if you want to see the unique value of this column, then how can you do that? So passenger class, you can just write dot unique. So first you access this. So passenger class dot unique. This will give you the unique value, right? Unique and so this will give you unique value 1, 2, 3. And if you want to see the number of unique, then this will be an unique. So an unique. This is the understanding. One more thing, guys. So here we have Titanic data set. So Titanic data set, we have some NaN values here, right? In cabin column. So Titanic dot cabin. So Titanic dot cabin. Titanic dot cabin. Right. Right. So if you see, this is the NaN value is also there. So if you just write unique dot unique, so you will get something like this. These are the unique values. And if you just get an, then you will find 147. So see it carefully. This is very interesting. So I will just write like this. So here NaN is also counted as a unique value. And if you see here, this is your right and unique, it will give you 147. Fine, not a problem. But the moment you do length of this, so length of this, right, then you will get 148. So basically there is a comment: unique considers null value as a unique value, but an unique will not consider it as a unique value. Again, this is something rule made by Python. I don't have any say in this, but this is the understanding. Is it clear, everyone? Yes or no? Right, right, right. Everyone, yes or no? Guys, quickly, yes or no? Very good, very good. Now, guys, moving ahead. Very good. So now we are going to look at the value counts. So Titanic cabin value counts. So I can just write cabin value counts dot value counts, and then you will just get like this. Very good. Now enough of things we have done, right? Let's do some operations. Let's some analysis of the data. Let's do some analysis of the data. Some analysis of data. So let's see it, right? Some analysis of data. Let's figure it out, guys. Analysis of data. Let's do some analysis of data. So we have Titanic. Very good. Now the first question that I am going to ask you guys, right? How many passengers are less than, right? Question. How many passengers are less than 6 years old? This is the first question. Quickly, guys, go ahead and answer this. How many passengers are less than 6 years old? Right, right, right. Everyone has to answer this. Everyone has to answer this. Right, right. Jyoti, before answering, please do the coding part. You will never learn. I have been repeatedly saying this. Whenever I code, please try it out. Even if you miss it, move ahead, try it out. Right, right, right. So what I can do here, right, right. So here I can simply write Titanic dot, right, right. So this is the question. So here Titanic, Titanic, and we have dot A's column. So this is your A's column. Now you will do the comparison operator less than 6. So this is like you are using this, and then just pass this to this Titanic, then you will get some values like this. So in total, how many passengers were less than 6 years old? So you can just do dot save or just see like this, right? Okay, there is no anything. So what I will do, dot save, I will just do it. So dot save. So if you just do dot save, or just will copy this so that I can show you. So dot save, right? Dot save. So if you do dot save, you will find that 44 people have less than age 66 years old. Now, if you want those names, how to get the names of those passenger? Simply do dot name. So here you can just write dot name, dot name. 14 is the column. There are 14 columns. So dot name. So if you just do dot name, you will get something like this, right? Right. If you want to convert this to a list, you can convert this to a list as well. So here I want to convert this to a list. So I want to convert this to a list, and you will get this as a list as well, right? Now guys, again another question, very very interesting. How many how many passengers 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 are traveling in class 1? This is the next question. Guys, everyone has to do this quickly. So that is done. Everyone else. Very good. Few people are doing it. Right. Okay. So now let me answer this. So how many passengers are traveling with class 1? Very simple. So we have Titanic, right? Titanic. Now we have P class. So P class. So Titanic dot P class. So we have Titanic dot P class equals to 1. So this is your true, false, something like this. And then pass to the Titanic, right? Titanic. Then when you pass to the Titanic, you will get the passenger class 1. So 216 rows. So either you can see this way, or simply just do length or shape, whatever you want to do, length or shape, to get the number of rows. See here, 216. Done. Right. Should we raise the bar now, guys? Should we raise the bar? Little more tougher questions, right? Little more tougher questions, right? So now this time, right, what I can do, right, I will give you first two condition, then I will move ahead with three condition, then I will also move ahead with the four condition. So don't worry about that. So third question, how many passengers, right, how many passengers, how many passengers have have paid the fare less than average, less than average? This is the first question, right? I will ask, this is the first question. Then second, how many female passengers, how many how many female female passengers has paid less than average fare? average fare. Then again, I am raising the bar more, right? How many, how many female passengers less than, let's say, 20 years old, 20 years old has paid the has paid less than average fare. Average fare. Now, these are three different questions, but believe me, if you are able to do, then you are pretty much very clear with the data frame normal operations. Right, 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 right. This is very interesting. Right. Now, next question. One more question. This is again very interesting question. This time, I'm going to give you a very interesting question based on survived. How many female passengers, or let's say how many passengers less than 20 years old, how many, how many passengers, not male or female, how many passengers greater than or less than 20 years old has paid more than average fare and survived? This is the ultimate level of depth. Try to do this one by one. I will explain everything. So let's start with the first question. Right. Let's start with the first question. Go ahead, guys. How many passengers have paid the fare less than the average? Right? 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 First thing, सबसे first thing, the very first thing that you should do, you have to calculate the average fare. So how to calculate the average fare? So where is the fare column? Here is the fare column. Titanic dot fare. So you will do Titanic dot fare. This will be your average value. So you can just write mean of average, something like this. Titanic dot mean, right? So this is np dot mean. You can just write, or you can just dot mean. So you can just do that as well, or np dot mean will also do. I had this mind, so mean, simple do, you will get the average value. Now this is your average value, so you have calculated this average value. So average value, this is the way you calculate average value. Now you have to filter the data frame greater than this average value. So what you will do, right? Titanic dot fare greater than Titanic dot fare dot mean. You should not hard code by giving this value. Just write like this. Now you will get some condition. Now pass this to the Titanic. So if you will just pass this to Titanic, you will get all the values. So let's say here, which has paid more than the average value. So how many passengers? So now you can just calculate the name or length of this. So it will be 211. So length is here. I will just calculate this length. It will be 211. So length is 211. So here 211. So I have asked less than. So you can just change the condition. So here less than condition. So here less than condition, and here if you see less than condition, then you will get 680 rows. This is the understanding, right? Now moving to second question. How many female passengers has paid less than the average fare? Quickly guys, you have to answer this. Everyone has to answer this. Right, right. Everyone has to answer this quickly, guys. Santanu has written something. What about other people? Other people, are you guys finding it tough? Right. Okay. Piyush, Santanu, other people. So, how many female passenger has paid less than average fare? Right. Very simple. First, you have to filter based on sex column. So let's say sex. So here, if you see uh, Titanic dot six, so Titanic dot six. So this is a sex column. Now you have to filter this equals to female. So just do female. Now with this female condition, you have this something like this: true, true, false, false. Now there are two conditions. So first condition, how many female passenger has paid less than the average fare. So now and the again another condition would be this one, and here you have to write the second condition, less than average fare. So less than average fare, you have already calculated this. So we'll just put this here, copy paste, and now this will give you false, true, false based on this condition, and then you just need to pass this here, and then you will get a result like this. See, so 200, I guess 10 rows are there which satisfies this condition. This is the understanding. Is it clear how we have done this? Yes or no? Right, quickly guys. Right, everyone has to answer yes or no. Now the third question, how many female passengers, right, less than 20 years old has paid less than the average fare? Right, no, and you cannot do here, because and is a logical operator and this is bitwise, so it will give you true, it will give you true, then true and true will give you true, and that's how the row will be selected. Right, now Sada has answered the question number 3. What about other people? Please do it quickly. So I'll just copy the code of Sada. So let's say here I'm just copying this. So fair less than fair mean, sex is equals to female, age is less than 20. Very good. Directly you can use dot count as well, length as well, shape as well, whatever you want to do it. But here dot count will give you the all the count, so maybe I will just write the length of row, but anyway it is clear that it will be 58, so I will just write length here. Count is also fine, not a problem, but the result shows like a very different way. So just if you just do length, then it will be 58, it will give you the same result. You can directly use dot count as well, and actually you should see this as well, dot count, right, so that you guys get a different way to look at this dot count. And here you want to see the name, so name, if you see the name is 58 columns, so it means 58 rows and passengers are 58. And the last question, how many passengers less than 20 years old has paid more than average fare and survived? Right, this is the next question. How many passengers less than 20 years old has paid more than average fare and survived? Right, right. So here I have not written female passenger. See it, Santanu, carefully. Everyone has to do this, guys. Please do this. This is the last question. Right. You guys should do this. Please do it. Please do it. Right, right, right. Tanya has written, Santanu has written, other people, Sada has written, very good. Praveen has written, very good. So now many of the people are writing this. So let's say here, I will just copy this code. Fair is this mean, right? Right. So this would be greater than. So how many passenger less than 20 years old? So less than 20 years old, right? has paid more than average fare. So this is more than average fare and survived. So this has survived. Now if you just go it, right, survived spelling, I will just change it, right. So this is 21. So there are 21 people who have done so. Got it, everyone? Should I move to new data set? Now, analysis on World Cup data set. Right. Let's see it. World Cup data set. What is the data set, guys? Analysis on analysis on World Cup data set. On World Cup data set. What is the data name, guys? If you remember, I forgot. World Cup. Okay, cricket. So cricket is the name. Very good. So this is the cricket. So now we guys have another data set, that is cricket. So cricket. Let's try to understand this cricket. So we have cricket data set. So first of all, let's start with this. How many countries have participated in this cricket World Cup? Right. Find all the category. Find all the countries that have that has participated in the World Cup. This is the first question that you guys have to do it. So obviously, cricket dot columns, there will be a lot of columns, but here one column will be team name. So let's say cricket dot team name, cricket dot team name dot unique. You just need to do this and you will get like this. So these were the unique column that says you that no no 21 cricket team, is it 21 countries participated here. Very good. Let's see other things, other column of this cricket. So cricket dot columns. Now let's start looking at this. So here if you see unnamed 0, unnamed 1, unnamed 2. So this must be some garbage column. So let me see it. So cricket. So yes, these are some garbage column. See, all the values are NaN, something like that. So you can just ignore these three columns. Right. Now group, match, batting ID, team name, versus, venue. Venue spelling is wrong. I don't know how it is coming out, but let's say. So this is your cricket dot columns. Right. Now guys, I want to know, right, how many countries are there in group A? So I just want to ask this question. How many countries are there in group A? This is the first question. How will you do that? Guys, try it out. How many countries are there in group A? Quickly, right? Right. How many countries are there in group A? Everyone has to answer this, right? Drop. Why to use drop, Sada, here? How many countries are there in group A? That's the question, right? Right. Very simple, right? So let's say cricket, cricket is there, and then we have group. So group, see here, dot group. Uh, what is this group? Group. So this is your group, and then what you will do? Group is equals to A. Simple. So here you will get true, false, true, false, true, false like this, and then you can just do length also, or otherwise just pass this condition into cricket, and now you will get all the countries which places played in the group A. So you can just write team name dot team name. Done. So here these were the countries which were in group A. So India was also in group A. Now, but let's say if you want to know how many countries are there in each of the groups, then how will you do? How many countries? How many countries? Many countries in each group. Each group. So in this case, what we will do? Right. So dot cricket dot group dot value counts. Just have to do value counts. Group dot value counts. Right. So if you just do value counts, you will realize that in group A there are 12, group B 15, group D 12, and group C 10. I don't know how this has data is there. There must be some discrepancy over this, but this is the understanding, right? Right. Now, guys, moving ahead, because this cannot be possible. There are only 21 groups, 21 team that has participated, and here if you see it is 40 plus, right? How it is possible? So it simply means one country has been repeated in multiple groups, right? So this is a scorecard. What is the meaning of a scorecard? It is this cricket dot group. What is this scorecard? This is the group, right? A, B, C, D, E. Right. But anyway, moving ahead. So now we will be having, let's say, cricket column again. Let's say cricket, right? Cricket, right? Cricket. So let's try to look at this column value, right? This is very going to be very interesting. Hmm. Group is not every match score, right? Group A, this will be not will be match score. Oh, okay, I understood. So maybe here you have got dot group. For each of the group you cannot do, because this has been repeated, right? So how many countries in each group? So I understood the point now. So here just, you have to select like this only. So group A, group B, group C, group D, like this. So this value counts is just occurrence of each group. So actually it doesn't make much sense here. You can just delete it, right? You can delete it, but it doesn't make sense much. Now let's move ahead, right, and see. Mhm. Next question: which team has scored the highest in 20th over? which team which team has scored highest in 20th over? This is the question. Which team has scored the highest in 20th over? So if you see here over 20, these are the runs 21, 14, and so on. Which team has scored the highest run? Very good, very good, Sada. Very easy way to do this, right? But what is the name of the team? So you will be just getting the highest score. What is the team name, right? Anyone? Try it out, guys. Try it out. Good. So that has done something. So let's see it. Praveen has said Canada. Very good. So let's see it. So 20th over. So now, if you just get it, 20 names. So this is not the correct way, right? Very easy, guys. Why are you guys stucking in this? So you already know this is the max score, right? This is the max score. You have know that this is 21 run. Then simply just filter it out, right? So cricket dot over 20 is equals to this 21 score, and just pass this to the data frame. So you pass this to the data frame. So cricket, and then you will just get it. Very simple, so easy. So this you will get, and the team name is Canada. So here team name is Canada. Very simple, right? See, here it is Canada. So easy, right? Right, 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 right. Should I move ahead? Ask other questions, right? Are you guys enjoying this? Easy peasy, right? Right. Now, this is going to be interesting. Now I am going to make your job tough, right? Right. A lot of tough. Now you have to answer a very, very unique question, right? So now this time you want, right, 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 right. You want to find how many times India has won the match in first inning, right? The question is how many times, how many times India India has won the match in first inning. Interesting in the World Cup. So the World Cup, right? How many times India has won the match in the first inning in the World Cup? Guys, go ahead. Go ahead. Try to answer this. Very interesting, guys. This data set also I have not seen earlier. This data set is what Santanu has given me. Right. Right. And then I'm just doing it. Which is inning column? Tanya is asking. Tanya, if you see it here, there is an inning column here. First, backward slash second. So actually not backward, this is forward slash. So first forward slash second. Anyone? Anyone has done, guys? No one has done it. Is it? Try it out, guys. Simple question. Columns are already there. Right. Just try it out. How many times India has won the match in the first inning in the World Cup? Right. So let's break the problem statement. Break the problem statement. How many times India has won the match? First thing, where is the team name that you can get? So very simple. Here you can just get team name. So first filter team name with India. Right. Right. right? So what you can do, cricket dot team name is equals to let's say India, right? So maybe I don't know what is the spelling of India, it is capital or small here in this case, but okay, here is capital I. So let's say I will just keep it capital I, right? So India, I will just put like this, India. Very good. So now if you see here, false, false, true, 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 there are some true, right? Now won the match. So now you filter won the match, right? Won or loss. So and right, cricket dot cricket dot cricket dot, right? Won or loss, where is it? Right. So if you see in which column, so cricket dot dot status status. So if you see here, it will be capital is status status. So if you see here, this is the status, win or loss. So cricket dot status is equals to win, right? Cricket dot status is equals to win, right? Right. So let's say here win. But why India has lost so much of match? How come India can lost so much of match? There is some discrepancy in this data. Win. So here if you will find false, 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 and here we have true. India has only won one match. Is it? What is happening here? Right. There is some issue with the data. There is something that we are missing. Cricket dot status is equals to win. Right. Right. Cricket dot status equals to win. Right. So let's say when you have true, 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 then what is the problem? Cricket dot team name is equals to India. So let's say cricket team is equals to India. So false, false, true, 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 true. Okay, this is some problematic thing here. So why team name is equals to India? I don't know. But let's say I will just copy this code from Pius and let's see it. I, I don't think mm, India has won. Might be India might have won only the this number of match, right? It is possible. So this is the code that I have been written. So yeah, it is possible that this this India has not won any match, something like that. But let's say and right here, cricket, 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 and then we have first inning or second inning. So I'll just copy this first inning or second inning. This is the condition. So I'll just write cricket first inning or second inning. So I'll just write like this, cricket first inning or second. So these are the conditions, right? Right. And now what I'm going to do, I will just pass this like this, cricket, and this something like this. So now here I'll just delete it, and here we had something like this, cricket dot this first and second will be like this and like this, right? Why it is happening here? So this, that's the thing. First and second, what is this first and second? Cricket dot columns, cricket dot columns, and now if you will see, this is your first and second. Okay, there is a space here, that's the problem. So here if you see, you might not get this result. I don't know how many of you are getting this result and how actually you are getting this result. This is a blank space, you will never get a result, correct result, right? Right. And this type of problems will happen, this type of problems will come. I knew this, and that's why, right, I was looking for this type of problem statement. So now if you see, there are zero times India has won in the first. So data is something wrong. There is something wrong with the data, but anyway, our idea is not to go through what is the wrong in the data, but this is the understanding. Now guys, moving ahead, so let's say this is your cricket. Now I will give you one more interesting question. One more interesting question. Right. Right. And you will love this. Right. In the verses column, right, in the verses column, how many times India has occurred, or how many, see, the question is very simple, how many matches India has played. You can just write like this, right? But I want to give you one more other concept, right? Let's say how many times India has occurred in verses column. This is something you have to now answer this. This is very interesting question. If you guys are able to do this, believe me, right, this is very very good question, right? Try it out guys, try it out, right? How many times India has occurred in VS column, right? Right. Very good, Sada. Right. 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 Sada has written something. I don't know. This is correct or wrong. I don't think this is wrong. Correct. I guess this is not correct. Right. I believe so. But let me execute this. Right. Right. Let me execute this. So cricket India and cricket dot versus. Right. No, this is wrong. I knew it. Right. The way it has been written is wrong. Right. Right. Very easy, guys. So let's say here we have cricket. So cricket, cricket, right? Cricket we have, right? Now, here you can simply write first, access the versus column, right? Access the versus column. Cricket versus. So this is your versus column. Fine. This is your versus column. Now, see here. Do you see any India here? Yes, India is there. Very good. There are few places where India is there. Then what you have to do? Dot str. So you have to write this str. So it will convert everything into a string object, and then you can just write dot contains, and here in this bracket you can just write India. See here we have true. So now just pass this cricket, cricket, something like this, and then you will get some result like this, right? So there are some NaN values, but let's say don't worry about that. So this is your way you get it. Due to this NaN values, this is throwing an error. But what you can do, dot drop Na. So drop Na. So let's say you drop Na. So it has been drop Na, and then pass this to cricket. So if you just pass this to cricket, then you will get this value. Okay, because since you have dropped it, so right. Right. As of now guys, just I can show you different method to do it, because I have to drop this null value, but I don't want to drop this as of now. But let's say here you have this false, and then here two times here we have true, then you can say that India has occurred two times. There is a way to do it, solve it. So I will just use cricket is equals to, so let's say I will just write uh, cricket 1 is equals to cricket, something like this. So cricket is there, and then I will just drop Na, right? And then I can just do it. So cricket, but anyway, I will not do it because this data has some problem with it, because straightforward it is not there, because there are lot of null values in these three columns. So you have to drop it as well. So this three columns also you have to drop it. So as of now you can simply see that this is the two rows where you can check it out. Similar, I will just give you another question so that I can just make it sense. So let's say this is movie column. Now in this movie column, let's try to look at, right, right, director. So movies dot or star one, the star one. I will give you one more question. So which will be interesting to solve. Star one unique, right? So here if I see, these are the star one. Now you have to find out in how many movies, right? In how many movies, right? Right, 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 right. So I'm not getting a good name, right? Right, which I relate it to, right? Uh, there was one name, I guess, Indian actor, but let's say there is no any actor, but let's say in how many movies, right? Right. Yeah, I was looking for Saruk Khan only. How did you know Santanu? But let's say how many movies Dustbin has occurred, let's say, or Hoffman has occurred, right? Hoffman has occurred, right? So in how many movies, right? Right. Question: how many movies? In how many movies? In how many movies, right? Hoffman Hoffman has acted. How will you do this? Simple. Star one, you have got it. This is your star one, right? Now you convert to string. So this will be your string object. Dot contains, right? And then just pass this Hoffman here. Now you will just pass it. You will get some false, false, true, false, and then you just pass this to movies. So if you just this pass this movies, then it will give you the result. And if you see in star one, right, everywhere is Hoffman, 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 something like that. And now you are going to do the length of this to get the result. So you can just have length of this and you will find that there are 6 movies where Hoffman has occurred or Hoffman has acted in this. Quickly, do you guys have any questions still here? Everyone. So far, so good, guys, everyone. Right. So let's see other questions. So this was about movies. Now let's go back to other cricket column. I will come back to this movies again because there are a lot of questions still left. But let me see if I can just get another thing. So let's say how many times a stadium name ends with Dallas. So let's say this is the question. This venue spelling is wrong, yaar. I am irritated with this data set. Right, right. How many times? How many times? Right. How many times the venue ended with Dallas what? Dallas. Right. Dallas. Right. This is the question now. Guys, directly you can do this using string dot contains, right? Or let's say stadium, right? Or ends with stadium. Very good. This is very good question. Ends with stadium. Now you cannot use contains, right? You cannot use contains because there are some stadium word which is also there in the middle, right? So in the middle also stadium is there. So province stadium, Guiana, right? So here stadium is in middle. If you use contains, then it will also give you the middle stadium words, right? Many venue has a stadium has middle character. So don't use contents. So what you can do? So cricket dot venue, first of all, get to this venue. This spelling is a headache. So cricket dot venue, and now what you can do? Dot str str, then ends with, and then you can just put stadium. Done. You will get true false, and then just pass this cricket. Done. See how interesting it is. Why it is happening there? Cricket.str. So maybe again this is nan value. Due to this nan value, it is working at a problem. But anyway, so you understand this is how it works, right? This nan is a problematic thing. We have to clear this to analyze this. But anyway, this is something that you can do, right? Wally says very good. Wally has played it very smartly. So very good, Wally. So Wally has said that you can just use directly like this. So let's say it. start with equals to true. So this is like he is doing like this. Very good. You can also do this way. Very good. Similarly, starts with, let's say, grand. Let's say starts with grand. So you can just do this as well. So it starts with grand, right? So you can do that as well. So here, okay, there is no any with this grand. Maybe let's say this grand. You will get it. Yes, there are a lot of stadium starting with grand, right? So, guys, so far, so good. Everyone has understood, yes or no. Right. Anyone has any questions so far? Quickly. So, now as I will start with this cricket data set, I will just stop that and just again go back to movies data set. Because movies data set, again, let's start looking at this. Right. So, now, guys, very interesting. Right. Right. So, if you see here, dot info, let's show you dot info. Now here in info, released year is an object column, right? Right. Released column, released year is an object column. I want to convert this into integer. How can I do that? Right. Although it's a year column, but I want to just convert it into integer column. How can you do this? Dot released year. So here I will just take released year. So I'll just released year. So I'll just do dot released year. So I want to convert this into integer. How can you do that? Very simple. Dot as type integer. Simple. As type integer. So now if you see as type integer. Now what I am doing, guys, integer. Now here if you see movies dot released year, it will you will find it is an integer. Now just do it. So now, okay, there is one value here which is PG, and that's the problem, right? Now let's see it another column. Maybe I will just do Titanic dataset. I will just remove this. I will come to this how to clean the dataset. I don't want to get into cleaning part as of now, but it's a clean here. So here sibling passenger, or let's say Titanic.info, right? Right. So here already everything is in integer and float, but let's say Titanic column, right? Titanic column, right? Mhm. Family column. So let's say here age is 22, right? Now what I want to do, right? I want to simply, right, convert this to integer. How can I do? Titanic dot is dot, right, as type integer, integer. So you can just do like this, integer, right? So if you will just do none find, here also we have dot na or infinity. Oh, Titanic, Titanic. Oh, okay. Okay, let's say we have P class. P class, I want to convert this to float as type float. Let me see if I can do it. I have other options to do that as well. So let's say here we have float. So we are able to convert this into float. Earlier it was integer. Now we have converted this to float. Let's say if you want to convert this is to string, can we convert this to string? Yes, you can also convert this to a string. So here I can just write str. This will be converted to a string. A string. So here, if you see here, it has converted itself to object column, right? Right. Again, you want to convert this back to integer column, you can just do this dot int again. So it will be converted to integer column. This is the understanding. If you want to convert this into category column, already we have discussed this. So category, just write category. It will be converted to category here. So let's say category, and then here if you see category like this, so it has become a category. Already we have seen this, but now this is the understanding. Now, guys, the problem that we are facing, let's say here we want to convert this. What was the column name? that we were trying to convert in movies. I can show you n number of ways. I just didn't want it to go into that. But let's say movie column, and we wanted to convert this released year dot released year to numeric value. So how to do that? If you just go as type integer, it will throw you an error, right? It is throwing you an error, right? Then if it throws error, if throws error, what to do? Either you deal with it first, or you can, if you are in very hurry, what you can do, you can just use pd dot to numeric. So pd dot to numeric, so to numeric, so just p dot to numeric, and just write movie dot release year, and then there will be a parameter called errors. So errors, so you just write errors is equals to coerce. So if you just do this, now see, you have converted this to the float, a numerical value. I could have shown this, but I didn't want it to show you. Other approach, coerce means suppress the error. Suppress the error. Suppress the error. Other way is to go to movie.released year and figure it out where is the problem. Dot unique. Let's see the dot unique value. You will get to know that there is a column called PG, right? Then what you can do, movie dot released here dot str dot replace, you can now first replace it. So you will replace pg with some value, let's say here some average value or some zero value, let's say 0, and then you convert this to as type integer. Then you will be able to do that, right? uh, Replace. Okay, so you will just first do this, right? Replace, what is this? Released year, movie dot released year. So I'll just go to this released year, right? Released year like this, right? Released year. So here let's say released year, so dot str dot replace, and then I will just like put like this some zero value like this. Okay, now this is there, but if I put zero, this will be a problem. So let's say you replaced a string with a string, and then you can just convert this to integer dot as type integer. Done. This is the understanding, right? So we have seen a lot of things today in the pandas, but still a lot of things is still left, right? Right. So group by is left, merge, join, concatenation is left, right? Those are very important things, right? Right. But we are going to see that everything in detail, so you don't need to worry about that, right? All right. So guys, should we stop today, or you guys want to learn more? Right. So we have three major things left. Right. First, date time, then merge, join, concatenation, and then group by. These are the three things that has been left majorly. Right. You guys want to continue today, or today you guys are done with this? Right, just do let me know. If you guys want to continue this, then I can just start doing this, right? Right. So okay, I will just stop it today. So interview questions, that is very important, right? Interview questions, right? Interview questions for today's guys. See, today we have read a very important, lot of many important functions, but dot str, this is important. As type, this is important, right? Dot str dot s type, this is very important. Log iloc, this is very important, right? then then right, then we have unique and unique, this is very important. Unique and unique, so unique and unique, unique and unique, so unique, unique and unique. Also guys, right, filtering conditions के They will ask you the filtering condition questions, right? The way I have asked you. What is this? What is this? They will ask you this type of questions. Very, very important. Very, very important. Fuse says n unique. N unique simply means what is the number of unique values. So let's say here this is the movies dot released here, right? Movies dot released here. You want to see what is the unique values here. So n unique, the number of unique values. So there are like 100 unique values or 100 released, 100 unique released here. This is the understand, right? Right. Anyone has any questions so far? Anyone has to ask anything, so please go ahead and ask. This will be all for today's lecture, right? In the next lecture we are going to see first group by, then we are going to see merge, join, concatenation, right? Then we are going to see pandas, date time modules, and then little bit of pandas, uh, multi-index also we are going to look at. So 4 or 5 important things is left. So pandas 3 sessions as we had discussed, right? Because I can go ahead with the next 10-20 minutes again, but I just don't want to give botheration because pandas is very important. Please go through, right? Right. 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 So that would be the thing. So now I am going to just stop the recording and then we can start with the doubts if you guys have. So I will stop.